Welcome to episode 16, everyone. My name is David Reed of Dial the Gate. It's the name of my show. I need to mention the name of my show, Dial the Gate. Thank you so much for joining. Did I say 16? Darren, did I say 16 or 17?
I wasn't listening.
Okay, that sounds about right. Episode 17, everyone. Darren Sumner is waiting in the wings, and he is the founder, owner, managing editor of GateWorld.net, who I am partnered with for this program. Thank you so much for joining me. I had Terrell Rothery on in the last segment here. She was phenomenal, as Terrell always is, and we are going to definitely have her back in the future. But this is something that I've been wanting to do for a little while since we did the very first show, which was trivia, is to have Darren back for more trivia. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. I'm trying to watch the live stream on my other screen over here, and I'm getting ads right now. So I have no idea where we are in the show or what we look like. But I'm here. I'm here to play. I'm here to fight hard.
So you're here to win.
I don't know about that.
We'll give it the old college try. Absolutely. Yeah. We had a number of trivia submissions for the month of October. And you, thank you, by the way, you built a script for GateWorld where people could use no mobile devices, but a desktop or a laptop computer, something like that, to submit trivia questions for me to give the guest, for the guest to, I guess, read back to me, I guess is the proper phrasing of it. So those questions were wonderful. And I have a winner for the month of October. And that winner is Plachu. And I'm not sure exactly what Plachu. Yes, exactly. I'm not sure exactly what Plachu's real name is, but I do have his or her email, and they are going to be winning the Stargate art back here.
Those two that are on the wall back there.
Yes. So it's Thor's Mothership Ballistner from Thor's Chariots, and then the one above that is Hathor's Power Station from Into the Fire. So congratulations to Plachu.
Congratulations, Plachu. Long time GateWorld.
Yes.
GateWorlder.
Oh, really? Oh, that's
glad
fantastic.
To see it. Yeah.
All right. Are you ready for me to reveal the November art?
Okay, this is for people who submit trivia questions in the month of November. Yes. We're going to have another trivia winner. Let's see the prizes.
Ken Rebel. This is the concept art for the internal anatomy of the Stargate SG-1, of the SG-1 team from Tin Man.
From Tin Man, oh.
Yes, that's what they look like on the inside. All mechanical. So, yeah. Body X-ray of robot.
Was this, remind me where this showed up on screen? Was this
I don't
Dr.
know
Fraser's
if this was used
scan?
on screen. Yeah, I'm not sure if it actually appeared, but this was designed to be her X-ray. So I love this art. This is so cool. So this is going to be going to a special fan.
That's awesome.
Along with one from Brent Herron. You'll recognize this one, Darren.
It looks like a symbiote.
Yep.
Oh, this is from Osiris.
Yes, this is Isis in stasis.
This is a canopic jar.
Dead Isis.
Stasis unit.
Yes. So Brent Herron designed this for Season 4's The Curse. And those two will be going in those frames tonight. And so the person who submits the best trivia questions, a set of 3 for the month of November, will be getting these mailed to them anywhere in the world in December. Beautiful. So, yeah, you go to dialthegate.com or gateworld.net/dialthegate. And they will have, if you scroll down to the bottom of the page, I believe it says submit trivia questions. Is that right?
Yep.
So that's where that will be found.
And that's been a lot of fun to watch you do trivia with a lot of the guests.
It's been a better time than I thought it would. I wasn't sure if it was going to work out or not, but yeah.
Now, a word to anybody who wants to submit trivia to try and win the art this month, or just because you want to submit trivia for the show, do your research. Make sure you have the right answer, because David's not going to see these until they're asked live on the air. So make sure that you're actually giving the right answer.
Yes.
For the guest.
And To be fair, some of these answers were correct, but I misinterpreted them. So for instance, the Freddy Krueger one with Joe Flanagan, it was correct, but because he was talking about Nightmare on Elm Street, but then he mentions Freddy Krueger, and I didn't remember that, and I thought that was an incorrect, trivia question exactly. But they were right, but they just brought that up next. So, you know what? I'm definitely not perfect by no means. So
well, we're gonna see that today. We're gonna see how imperfect both you and I are.
I have one other announcement. My menagerie behind me here is getting an additional model. And
cool.
That model has finally arrived from Hungary. I'm not sure if you'll know what it is, though.
I'm very intrigued. Oh. What is that? Some sort of alien spaceship city.
Spaceship City. That's exactly right. This is Atlantis, and it is a 3D,
That's phenomenal.
A 3D print by Mr. Kevin Szabo. And he is Hungarian, and I've had the pleasure of getting to know this man over the past few weeks. And this is a phenomenal piece of
Wow,
work.
that is cool.
Yeah, so it's going to be...
Did he say how many pieces go into it?
He did not. I don't know. I mean, it's a 3D print, so a lot of it is like more or less a single piece. But yeah, it's an extraordinary, and he spent so much time on this thing. It's clearly based on the later Atlantis design, because Atlantis was never, unfortunately, consistent throughout the show. Rainmaker started off with the model in season 1, and then I'm not sure which visual effects house got a hold of it later on.
And I don't know when the changes happened, but they did. They tweaked the model as they went on, and it eventually, obviously, as the show went on, it became more consistent. But we've got this when folks come asking us for a map or schematics of Atlantis or of Daedalus or anything along those lines, right? The CG models, they kind of don't exist, or rather multiple versions of them exist.
Right.
Because it looked right. Atlantis looked different depending which episode you look at.
And that was one of the things that they were aware of. By the time that Universe came along, everyone had the same Destiny asset. They made very clear, okay, this is going to be the star of the show. It needs to have a consistent look. And so they definitely did that moving forward. But no.
And they were also doing all their effects, I think, in-house.
For Universe?
With Universe, weren't they? Or were they farming pieces out?
I don't know about Universe. I know Image Engine had a lot to do with SG-1 and Atlantis. Image Engine eventually did the prawns in District 9. And before they had done that, they had done the replicators. The Image Engine did do the fish people, the Nakai.
Okay.
So I'm pretty darn sure of that. So, but they made it very clear later on in the show that they needed to create a consistent look for Destiny.
Yeah.
So that
get Mark Savella on the show and ask him.
I have every intention of getting Mark on. Absolutely.
Cool.
And
Very
speaking of that, we have a couple of questions pulled over from Terrell's interview that were meant for me at the end of that episode, and I just wanted to bring them into this one. Teresa McAllister asked, what's up with David Nickel? Radix Zelenko is my favorite character in all 3 series. Will he be on the show? Yes, the answer is I have spoken with David. I was going to announce him for Wave 2. I'm happy to do so now. David and I have been in touch. Awesome human being, and yes, he will absolutely be a part of the show. So I could only bring so many people, announce so many people in the beginning, and there are plenty more to follow. So
yeah, that's great. That's really good news. So Wave 2 is early part of 2021.
Yes, that is
Excellent.
The intent.
Yeah, I bet we started this at the beginning of October. You and I, we did this big announcement of 30 guests for Wave 1. And I've been keeping the schedule on the dialthegate.com page and seeing our 30 people that we announced. The list is steadily shrinking.
But building these at the bottom with images.
Yeah, filling up the archive of the live streams. You've done basically a season of television at this point.
In many
There's
respects,
so
it
much
feels like
material,
that.
so many hours that you've talked to these folks, and I mean, I'm amazed. We're what, 5 weeks into this now,
This is week
and
5, and we just crossed
you've
5,000 subscribers.
you've just done a terrific job. So for everybody in the chat who's listening right now or watching us later on YouTube, thank you for all the work that you've done over the last 5 weeks. It's been a ton of fun for my weekends.
It's been more work than I thought it would be. And I'm definitely going to be getting more help from people like Linda, Gate Gabber, and Jen. I'm so thankful for the people, for you, who have helped to make this possible. I couldn't run the website. I couldn't do that. There's just not enough time, And it's been so wonderful to have you there. I can just send you a message at the last minute. Hey, I need an image swapped out or something like that. And you've been receptive and very patient. So thank you.
And it really does take a village. It takes a lot of volunteers behind the scenes and in the chat and wrangling talent. It takes a lot of people to do just a simple, straightforward YouTube show like this.
It does indeed. And today also crossed another milestone. It was a secret unlockable one, though, and no one really knew about this. So I had, from the beginning, I wanted to have more than just one unique hashtag for the show on YouTube. I wanted to have another hashtag that meant something to me and to my personal experience in the series. And that was hashtag TurtleTimeline. And I've been waiting.
Waiting for somebody to spot it.
Someone to spot it.
Because it appears over the title on every Dial the Gate stream.
Exactly right. And so, Kyosho LP, what is the Turtle Timeline? Winner, Kyosho LP is going to be getting a prop replica from me. So, Kyosho LP, please email me at dialthegateshow@gmail.com. And I will be sending you a prop replica of a ancient communication stone. So the answer to the question is,
what is the Turtle Timeline? I do, because I asked when the show first started. And so you reminded me. I'd heard the term before, but I didn't remember a turtle-based timeline on the TV shows.
Right.
So
it's an in-joke.
Some turtles involved.
Right. So it's
where did you meet the turtles?
It's an in-joke from Jack's Pond. When we watch Stargate in the original timeline, there's no fish in Jack's Pond. Supposedly. He may have just been lying about that the entire time, which I tend to believe, just to throw people off. But maybe not. And then he says definitively in season 8, there's no fish in my pond. And I think he says it once more earlier on.
And then we see the fish jump.
We see the fish jump out of the water and back into it. And he
says, close enough.
That's exactly right, which is an homage to
The Simpsons.
Right, because they do a time travel bit, I think in one of the Halloween episodes, and they come back to the
I think it's one of the early Treehouse of Horror episodes.
Everyone has lizard tongues. And so
this was the Treehouse of Horror spot where Homer accidentally goes back in time and sits on a bug in the dinosaur era, and now he's skipping back and forth trying to fix it because he broke his timeline. And it's raining donuts in one of them.
Oh God! So we went when we were filming Dialing Home. Kieran and Jenny and I, who were all involved with MGM at the time for the project, went to Jack's cabin, and the only thing we could find everywhere were turtles, all over the pond. And I took pictures of these things. I need to post them because it was a beautiful area. And if you've never been, the next GateCon convention when we're all in person, go to the locations tour on Monday. Check it out because you will get a treat going to Jack's cabin. It's almost exactly what you think of it. We got to go inside the cabin and everything else for this, for footage that has been shot and MGM has, and I'm hoping that they'll publish it on Stargate Command. But when we were there were turtles all over this pond. And there were fish in there, but we couldn't find any fish. We couldn't see any fish. And so that became the running gag starting 2 years ago that we are now in the Turtle Timeline. And that's where that comes from. So
Very good.
now when people say, this alternate timeline sucks or whatever, I just say this turtle timeline because we are in the turtle timeline.
Yeah, we're now living in the turtle timeline.
So spread the word. Absolutely. And so thank you, Kyosho, for finally asking that question. And congratulations on the prop ancient communication stone. Group says, is there a due date for trivia questions and submissions, or can they be submitted at any time? Darren?
Due date for trivia for the particular contest, I guess you would want to draw a line, whether it's the last day of November.
Yeah. So when they're in, So when they're postmarked to me, absolutely. So if you want these images, I need to get the trivia in November.
So you're doing monthly contests.
I am.
And you're looking for trivia submitted for this one in the month of November. And I believe that GateWorld server is on East Coast time.
Yes.
So if you email by 11:59 p.m. on November 30th Eastern time,
using the form,
it should be postmarked.
Yes. And I mean, look, here's the thing. If the form asks for three answers, for 3 questions and 3 answers. If you can't think of 3, it's fine. Just put null or something in each of the other boxes so that the computer knows that there's information in there. And I have Linda Fury, Gate Gabber. She's organizing the questions, and she'd be happy to combine the easy, medium, and hard ones that come in singly or doubly instead of all 3 into other groups. So that's fine. So as long as we get your questions, that's the only thing that I really care about. I think that's what I have here. And I think it's now time for us to go ahead and play some trivia.
You ready for trivia?
I have been looking forward to this more than I'd care to admit, my friend.
Me too.
To be perfectly honest with you. So
I've been scanning the Stargate Omnipedia, which has a nice little random page button that I can skip around. Unfortunately, I know you wrote most of the Stargate Omnipedia.
Most, but not all.
At least a good chunk of it. So yeah, I've been updating it over the years since you stopped. But you encouraged me to get a whiteboard or something to keep track of your score. So I have a whiteboard ready here. Is it flipped on screen or?
No, it works. There's a 0.
Well, you don't have any points yet.
I know, but blank works just fine. So.
All right, I'm going to keep your score.
It's my favorite color. It's blue. So I should have gotten green for mine. I'll have green next time. Is green still your favorite color?
Green is my favorite color.
There we go. I'm getting high on this thing, man. My brain is just like going, ugh.
Yeah, I got to keep the cap on, though.
Yeah. No, I don't know what it is. This thing is so strong. It doesn't even matter. All right. So who's going first?
So we're doing, just like you've been doing with our guests, we're doing easy, medium, and hard questions. And they're scattered across all 3 series. At least I didn't choose anything from Stargate Origins, anything outside of
I kept them
SG-1 Atlantis and SGU.
Yes, the three series as well. So I'll throw one to you. Here's an easy question. I have 2 easy. I have 4 medium and 4 hard. That's just how I designed it.
Perfect. I copied you because you told me that ahead of time.
Okay. Easy.
So let's start with easy.
El numero uno. Darren, why did Colonel Young suffocate Sergeant Riley to death in Aftermath?
To break my heart, specifically, to traumatize me.
Haig Sutherland. I can't wait to have him on. I hope he accepts.
Oh, that'd be fabulous. You do need more SGU guests.
I do. I'm trying to get them.
We'll get there eventually. Why did Colonel Young have to suffocate Riley? The shuttle had crash landed. Riley was trapped in the wreckage and mortally wounded. So he was going to die anyway. And they had to get the rest of the survivors back to Destiny before Destiny jumped away. Is that enough? Hey, I got a point.
Here we go.
I'm ahead.
Yes, you are. All right. Put it right in front of your face next time.
Right in front of my face?
Yes. There we go. Perfect.
Well,
now it's framed. Exactly.
Well, you can't see me.
I can. I just have to switch to the wider shot.
Question number 1. Speaking of The Simpsons, as we were just speaking of The Simpsons,
Okay.
Simpsons star Dan Castellaneta guest starred in SG-1 Citizen Joe. That's not the question. That's too easy. Your question is, what did Joe Spencer do for a living?
He was a barber.
You got to give the people in the chat a second.
I don't want them to win.
That's correct. He was a barber. And I'm going to offer you a bonus point right here. If you can tell me what was the name of Joe Spencer's business.
Wasn't it just Joe's Barber Shop? The only thing that I can think of is Joe's Barber Shop.
Chat, can you help us out here? Anybody in the chat know this?
Oh, chat. It's gonna take a minute for them to. It's gonna take around 20 seconds. So.
Oh, they're a few seconds behind us.
Yeah, they are. Let's see.
Okay, what's the name of Joe's business?
Norman Yap says barber. Summer says barber. Arnie says correct. Sorry, guys. It's an eternity of anticipation.
This is an almost live stream. Well, we'll see if anybody gets it.
Yeah.
Stylin' Joe.
Stylin' Joe.
Is the correct answer, yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, there goes my
there we
bonus.
go. There we go.
All right. Perfect.
You're on the board.
I am. Okay. You keep an eye on that for me. Or no, you know what? John 42 said Joe's barber. So, Stylin' Joe. Carlos Takeshi. Stylin' Joe. And then Summer. Stylin' Joe. They're all going. Man. All right.
There we go. They got it.
Very good. Okay. Second easy question for you. When pleading one last time for his life, Ergo admitted to SG-1 that he wanted to experience the universe and do what?
Ergo wanted to explore the universe, and he wanted to eat pie. Tom DeLuise.
Oh, God.
Prince of a man.
Oh,
King of comedy. Funniest episode of SG-1.
I love that episode.
I swear, for my money, yeah, over...
It's that and
All
200
Extreme,
for me.
Over 200 for me.
Really?
Ergo is the funniest thing that SG-1 ever did for my money.
And Terrell brought him up earlier, too. So it was really wonderful. Numero dos.
Okay, here's your second easy question. This is from Stargate Universe.
Okay.
When Dr. Nicholas Rush requires surgery to remove an alien tracking device, Chloe uses the communication stones to swap bodies with a capable surgeon from Earth. Who does she swap bodies with?
Is it Dr. Brightman?
It is.
Yeah.
It's Dr. Brightman, played by Allison Down, who we had seen before previously
Yes.
on Stargate SG-1.
Yeah, she was between Frasier and Lamb.
And Lamb, yeah. There were a couple of pinch hitter doctors in season 8.
That's correct.
Before they hired Lexa to play Carolyn Lamb.
Yep.
Who, for bonus points, who played the other temporary doctor in season 8?
There was another temporary doctor in season 8?
I'll give you a hint. He's in
Yeah, he wasn't a doctor
Avatar.
per se. He's in Avatar, and he was also in Learning Curve. And I don't know the actor's name. I can't think of it. But yeah,
You got that guy, though.
Yeah, he was...
From Learning Curve.
From Learning Curve. He was the leader of the Urbanians. But you can't give it to me because I can't think of his character's name or the actor's name. Who is it?
Andrew Airley is the actor.
Andrew Airley. Do you know the character's name?
Dr. Skip. I don't know the actor.
That's
the character's name. I don't know.
Andrew Airley. Let's look it up. Yeah, he was along. Dr. Carmichael.
Carmichael. Okay.
It says Kalen, Dr. Carmichael, Kalen. Kalen Carmichael, I guess. Yeah, so he was keeping an eye on Teal'c's vitals in Avatar.
That's
Good
right.
actor. So, all right. We're entering medium territory.
Okay. Things are going to start to get tougher now. The
Supposedly.
points are not going to come quite so fast and furious.
Put it up one more time. All right. Darren, what was the original name of the ancient warship Orion from Inferno?
The original name of the Orion. which was the ancient ship discovered in Inferno.
Beneath Tyrannus. Well, in a hangar.
The original name. I only know the original ancient name of one ancient ship, I think. And that was the Hippophoralcus.
That's correct.
That is medium. That's very medium.
It was hard for me to figure out medium or hard. It's like which in terms of categorizing them, like which.
Yeah, me too.
Which should this go into? I can give him a softball or I can give him a hardball. Bonus.
Especially when it's been a decade since I've seen some of these episodes.
Yes. No, exactly. Bonus for you. Who was Hippophoralcus?
I think it was an ancient general.
That's correct.
Wasn't he?
Yeah.
Good.
All right.
Right, I'm feeling good. Ooh, did I get a bonus point in there?
Yeah, that was the bonus point. He was a general. That's what I was looking for.
All right. Medium question for David. In season 7's Grace, Samantha Carter finds herself alone on board Prometheus, which you'll remember was stranded in this gas cloud. Where was Prometheus traveling to when it was waylaid?
Earth.
That's correct.
Oh my God. I was like,
trying to trip
wait
you
a
up.
second here. They're not. Prometheus was either traveling toward Earth or toward Atlantis at that point. It was like season 7. Man.
You didn't fall for it. I was trying to trip
almost did. That's good.
For bonus points.
Okay.
Where was it traveling from?
It had been dead in space over the planet in Memento. And that planet was called... Was it?
Did it land on the ground?
It landed on the ground. Was it Tigria?
Bingo.
You're kidding.
Tigria.
Am I right?
Excellent. Look at that recall.
That was a shot in the dark. All right, post them.
All right. Tigria, and you're all caught up.
All right. We I swear to God, we are not pulling a Charles Van Doren. Wait, this is absolutely, I've never heard his. He's
Good
not heard
quiz
mine.
show reference.
Yes, exactly. Good movie too.
Mm-hmm.
So, why did
All right.
Jack O'Neill originally fail the Zatark detector test?
Why did he originally fail the Zatark test in Divide and Conquer?
Divide and Conquer.
Well, it's kind of an advanced lie detector test with a little bit of Blade Runner thrown in there. He failed it because he was not being entirely truthful. He was not telling the whole truth, which is that the piece that he was leaving out was that he didn't want to leave Anubis's ship because...
Not Anubis's.
Wasn't it Anubis's? No, not Anubis.
Nope.
Apophis's new super... It's not a Hatak. His new super mothership that he was building. Because Sam was stuck inside. He left that out.
There we go. That's it.
Oh, that was a long answer.
No, that's
got
what I'm
there
looking
eventually.
for. Yeah, so very good.
Good. Keep giving me questions about plot from like seasons 3, 4, and 5.
I didn't want to just have, proper nouns as answers. I wanted to break it up a little bit. The other thing...
Well, after we did this last time, I tried to stay away from too many proper nouns to throw at you.
Absolutely. The thing that frustrates me about that episode is they shouldn't have succeeded in blowing it up. Because just a few episodes later, he shows up with a brand new mothership anyway. So
That's true.
So I guess he
A
was
little bit later in season 4.
building doubles.
Was not exactly set back by that mission.
No, and the same thing, that occasionally happened on the show. It's like Anubis at the beginning of season 8 in Lockdown. They should have just let him get away. He shows up later, and that's never explained. So
Yeah, how he
would
got
not
out
have
of
easily
out
gotten
of
off
the,
that frozen
the frozen kernel.
It would not have been easy.
Yeah. I don't know how he did it. He
Anubis.
would have had to get out and figure out presumably how to dial the Stargate
Yeah.
without a body.
We later found out that he had, a connection to some level of a higher plane. So maybe that's how he did it. So they just jumped over somehow. Do you have another one for me?
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Speaking of the planet Tigria.
Oh boy.
These are connected.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of Tigria,
6.
Which GateWorld used to rule there before the planet's resources ran dry? As SG-1 starts to explore the planet and talk with the Tigrians, they learn that they used to be under the control of a particular GateWorld, who of course they refer to as their god, right? The old god.
Was it Harrower?
It was Harrower, correct.
Okay.
Harrower abandoned Tigria when their resources ran out.
He did. Yeah.
All right. You're up to a solid 5.
Sweet. Okay.
These are going to get harder.
It better. In Twin Destinies, one David Telford wound up back on Earth. What was the fate of the other?
Was that the end of the question?
What was his fate?
This is very funny because as I was writing these trivia questions last night, I'm thinking, you and I are inside each other's heads so much.
Way too much.
That one of these days we're just going to come up with the same trivia question.
You're kidding
me. I didn't come up with this one. I do have something. Let's see. Did it make it into the list? I do have something from this that's relevant a little bit later on.
Not surprised.
What happened to the Colonel Telford who didn't make it back to Earth? He was killed. He got into a struggle with Rush and was electrocuted.
There we go.
On board the Destiny that was falling into the
Destiny
star.
Prime. Or Destiny, I think it's Destiny Prime. I would think it would be Destiny Prime. Anyway.
I guess it'd be the first one, yeah.
That's correct. Electrocution. Accidental electrocution. All right.
Very good.
Give it to me, baby.
When the Atlantis team catches up with Michael near the end of season 3 in the episode Vengeance, they discover that he's gone and wiped out one of our allies.
Yes.
Who did Michael experiment on in that early phase of developing his hybrids?
We've already mentioned them. But I want to give a little bit of a gap for those who are following along to answer. And
I know the chat's going to get this one.
I suspect so. Well, I mean, probably. I mean, if they've got Style and Joe, the answer is the Turanians.
Clearly, the smart people are attracted to the live stream of trivia.
Yes, absolutely.
They're going to get all these.
We have 115 concurrent viewers. That's ridiculous.
Excellent. I'm having fun. We more than doubled the last time that we did
this. I know, exactly. So we're looking up. Yeah, the Turanians.
Turanians is correct.
Yeah.
That's the species from Inferno.
Inferno. That's exactly right. You know what? We're going to have a third person on if we do this again. I have to have one of the moderators or something. Show them.
I smudged your 6th point.
I'll wait.
So I'm going to redo it.
There we go. All right.
This is what I love about what the Stargate writers did is you're watching Vengeance, right? And if you're not as invested in the mythology of the show, it's just, it's the Turanians.
Right. Exactly.
And that's fine. You're not going to miss a beat as a new viewer, but it rewards the longtime viewers with that, right? That we spent an entire episode with that people, and they just got exterminated.
I know. Brandy Ledford died off screen. I cried a little bit.
Yeah.
On the inside, anyway.
Yeah, I love her.
The conclusion of SG-1's Family Ties features the beginnings of reconciliation for which characters?
Oh, I thought this was going to be a question about the last scene.
No, that's overdone. Vagina.
The beginnings of if nobody has context, this is suddenly become the weirdest stream ever.
You definitely need to be in the know.
At the end of the episode, Tilt goes. He's got free tickets to go and watch what
Virginia Dialogue
what's
show.
called the Virginia Dialogues. I heard it's really good. Fred Willard.
Yes.
Okay, but the actual question is, which two characters begin a reconciliation?
Yes.
I think it's Vala and her father, Jacek.
No. Who else?
They begin a reconciliation.
They do, but who else?
They do.
If you get it, I'll give it to you.
Okay, there's another reconciliation.
There's another reconciliation. It is, after all, called Family Ties.
It's Family Ties. There's a B plot.
Yeah, these episodes normally have.
There might even be a C plot in that one.
I wouldn't be surprised.
The other reconciliation is going to be between General Landry and his estranged wife, Kim.
There we go. I wanted a name.
All
I
right,
wish we saw more of those.
That's Carolyn's mother.
Carolyn's mom. I think she's supposed to be Vietnamese. So,
Good.
Yeah, because he was a Vietnam veteran. All right, sir.
Phew. I feel like I just barely escaped falling behind in that one. Where are we at here? This is my last medium question.
Oh, yep.
Which two system lords once formed an alliance against their fellow Goa'uld Sobek, feigning a treaty with him only to decapitate him during the celebratory feast?
Those dang Goa'uld. I know it. I'm just waiting.
Got to get both names here.
Uh-huh. Yep. It was season 5. It was Summit. Summit and Last Stand was my favorite set of episodes forever until like season 7 came along. The answer is, and I really wish we had seen these two again. I think having episodes with the two of them would have been fantastic.
They got mentioned.
Yes.
I think maybe
yes,
one
they did.
Each, one more time.
Yeah, that was at least the nice thing about that, was that the show provided context. The answers are Bastet and Kali the Destroyer.
Correct.
Very good.
Two of those really cool, really well-designed system lords that are introduced in the Summit.
Yeah. Otherwise known
we never
as
saw again.
Summit was Daniel also called it what?
Goa'uld Mardi Gras.
That's right. You ready for a hard one?
Okay.
I have hard ones.
Are we both 7 for 7?
Yeah, that's
6
why we
plus
held
a
it
bonus
up.
point?
Yeah, that's right. Were
man,
you
okay.
watching?
Yeah, we're gonna write some harder ones next time.
Well, we haven't gotten to the hard ones yet, so
Okay.
I really hope that
This is maybe all
one of
about
us
to fall apart.
trounces the other. Yeah, let's not hold our breath. And they're hard. So, all right. Nicholas Rush
I'm ready.
was a college professor at which university? Bonus point for which university he worked with Dr. Andrew Covell,
Oh, jeepers.
played by French Stewart.
I was looking over this episode last night because I was thinking about writing a question from it. And so I'm sure my eyes skimmed over the name of it last night. I didn't pick up on it.
Yeah.
Rush.
So technically you can name either of these and I'll give them to you.
Well, so presumably he was on faculty at a U.S. institution.
Yeah.
And I would be very surprised if it was in Colorado, where the SGC is. That would be a bit convenient. That narrows it down to 49 other states. So let's see.
Getting warmer. College professor yourself, so hey. Dr. Sumner.
I am a doctor. At Duke University. I'm not going to get it.
And you've got one more. So, what university do you work with, Dr.
With Covell? Mm-hmm. Oh, I definitely am not going to be able to call that one.
Okay. You want to give it a shot?
University of Michigan.
Okay. Nick was a college professor at University of California, Berkeley.
Okay.
And he had previously worked with French Stewart, a.k.a. Dr. Covell, at Cornell.
At Cornell. Okay.
Yep.
That was very hard. Our difficulty curve just escalated sharply.
There we go.
I don't know if I wrote questions that are hard enough for you.
Whose fault is that?
All right. Well, you're going to get a hard one here. Relatively. Let's see.
I'm interested in going back and watching the chat on this one. Sorry.
Yeah.
Proceed.
Name 5 episodes in which a main character, in other words, someone who's played by a main cast member, was killed. Was really and truly killed. Not talking about like in a dream or
a main cast member was killed off.
A main character, someone played by a main cast member, was killed. Not just bodily injury, not just injured really bad and then helped out with a sarcophagus, but
that we saw die on screen.
Really died.
Oh boy!
And I also want to rule out one more qualifier here. I want to rule out those who are presumed to have died off screen.
Yeah, like we're. Yeah.
Like you were talking to Rainbow the other day.
Yeah.
And
they definitively died, and they have to be the cast in the opening credits.
You mentioned to Rainbow that Ford might still be out there, right? We saw the hive that he was on explode.
Yeah.
But
this is what Stargate does. It's just one of the...
that's sci-fi.
Yeah.
So I came up with more than 5.
Wow.
Your challenge is to think of 5.
But died, but like, okay. So like when we're talking about Daniel, that he died
Daniel
on
died
screen.
a bit, didn't he?
Right. So does more than one of Daniel count?
Yes, we're looking for episodes. So if you can think of multiple episodes,
well, let's just go down the cast.
Really and truly died.
So Daniel, I mean, they all died definitively because their hearts all. Will you consider the Nox?
I didn't say definitively. I didn't say they never come back.
Okay, well, they all die in the Nox.
Really died. They were killed.
They were killed in the Nox.
The Nox is one. That's correct.
Yeah, that's the only one where I'm pretty sure that's the only one where they all die on screen.
They all died, and the Nox brought them back.
Okay.
Good.
Do they have to die in the episode, or can we see their bodies?
You have something in mind?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to see them die on screen, but if there's evidence that the character actually is dead.
You can't think of one?
Not in a virtual reality.
Yep.
Not a robot duplicate.
Yeah. You can't think of one, really? Atlantis. Season 5. The Daedalus Variations.
The Daedalus Variations.
The Daedalus Variations. Yep. They're all dead.
Who died?
They board the ship, and the original versions of them they all starved to death.
The original versions of them. An alternate universe version of our characters.
But that's not
the same
fair.
people.
All right. Well, then I won't include that one then.
Okay.
Oh, man. Come on. It's the same
I don't think
people.
This is very hard. It's just you got a long way to go.
There's
You got one so far.
All right. So that's the only one I can think of. I think that's the only one where Jack died.
You can think of the obvious ones.
Well, Daniel is Meridian and Reckoning 2.
Correct and correct.
So that's
Daniel
3.
really and truly dies. We presume that because of the way that Meridian plays out, that Daniel actually expires before.
Oh, he dies. We hear the heart monitor.
Yeah, we get the flatline.
And then we've got Carson Beckett in Sunday. He truly died.
That's 4. See, you're almost there, despite all my qualifiers.
Terrell doesn't
It's really
count
fun.
In
if
Heroes,
you think through the cast members,
yeah.
Most of them died.
Yeah.
At some point in some story.
Teal'c died in Demons.
Did he?
Uh-huh.
Did Junior keep him alive?
Okay, fine. I'll give you another one.
There's a lot to choose from, actually. Let me say this. I'm not going to count the alternate universe versions of characters.
No, I can give you another one.
Like in Vegas, but I will count averted timelines. I think those are our same characters.
Yeah, but that's not. That's. I mean, then that right there. That's 2010. I can give you another one if I think about it.
Okay.
I think I can give you another one.
I'm looking over my list now, and I'm thinking
Sam.
some of these are alternate timelines, not alternate universes,
Just alternate timelines.
but averted timelines.
Yeah, because Sam and Daniel and Fraser and O'Neill all died in 2010. We watched Carter blow up aboard the Phoenix at the end of The Last Man.
That's true. That is an averted timeline.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to you. Are there any others that you want to mention?
I could keep going, but I mean, people are going to be waiting on me. That was good.
There's a lot. There's
There,
a lot.
of course, it's sci-fi.
Over 300 episodes.
What
of
else did you
Stargate.
have?
Well, Heroes is iffy because Terrell is a quote-unquote main character, but she was not on the main cast.
Right. That would have been cheating on my part.
Yeah. Daniel in Reckoning Part 2. Alternate Weir in Before I Sleep. The old Weir dies at the end.
Yeah. I guess that's a prime. That's good.
And then here is where our previous conversation on Twin Destinies comes in. Because even if you don't count Telford as a main character, he was right. Lou Diamond Phillips was sort of an honorary member.
He
of the
was
cast.
essentially, top billing for all, one of the top billed in all intents and purposes. So he was in
But,
all the promotional shots.
But Rush dies in Twin Destinies. The
He
alternate
does.
timeline Rush.
That's
the prime
right.
timeline Rush
Isn't
dies
that
at the end.
interesting? All right. Well, there we go.
Maybe folks in the chat have more, but good job.
I suspect. Thank you. Oh yeah, let's pull it up here. All right.
David takes a narrow lead.
Sweet.
Okay, I got to catch up.
All right. This one only you and I will know, unless someone out there has watched all of the Stargate interviews on GateWorld, because it's in there.
Oh my.
Yep.
This is a factoid from Cast or Crew.
Cast.
Okay.
What was David Hewlett's personal nickname for the ancient personal shield generator? What did he tell us they were calling it on set?
The turtle brooch.
That's right.
Yes. That's in Hide and Seek in season
That's
1.
right.
And it comes back. Lucius has one
He does indeed.
in Irresponsible.
Here I come. Proceed.
Oh, very good. Here's an Atlantis question for you. When actress Jo Wagner was unavailable to return to Atlantis as Laren in season 5's The Lost Tribe, we instead got to meet another leader from the Travelers, played by actress Daniela Alonso. What was her character's name?
I don't know. Ophelia? I don't know.
Flying around the galaxy with Zelenka.
Yeah.
There's a spin-off in the making right there.
It's a kid. We can't do that. No problem. I don't remember her name.
No, different character. It wasn't the young engineer.
Okay.
Chat, I'm going to give you a second. Leah Butler has the first name Katana. Character's name is Katana La Brea. Just rolls off the tongue.
Yep. That's it. I think we're caught up
All
now.
right. That's hard. That was hard.
Yeah. There we go. All right. You ready?
Ready. We got 2 left on either side.
Two left. SG-1's original replicators were built on individual blocks Each individual block possessing these energy particles. What were they called?
These energy particles.
Mm-hmm.
Give chat a second.
He knows it already.
Because you're asking me season 4 questions.
Okay.
I can tell you exactly where I was sitting, and where I lived and where I was sitting when I watched Small Victories. Replicator blocks are held together by Chiron particles.
Chiron particles. And at least how many Chiron pathways are in each block? Bonus question if you can get this exactly right. Bonus if you can get this exactly right.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get it exact. I think it was trillions.
You think?
So let's say over 3 trillion pathways.
2 million.
I don't know, 2 million.
Yeah, 2 million Chiron pathways.
That's a lot of pathways.
Neutrinos, Nintendos. Oh my god, the childishness of our chat. I love it.
And Nintendos pass through everything.
Nintendos do pass through everything.
All right, how did that go? I got that one, but I didn't get the bonus point.
Right.
Okay.
That was a medium question in hindsight.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
Question for you.
Okay.
This one is also a little bit behind the scenes-y.
Okay.
You have to know a bit about production.
Okay.
In order to get this one. Which episode of Stargate Universe initially carried the working title Lucid? Very often on the show, there'll be a working draft title, and then for whatever reason, they'll change it before it goes to air. This one was called Lucid when it was first being written.
Is it Trial and Error?
Final answer?
It's either that or Cloverdale.
It is neither of those.
Really? What was it?
Chat's got it. It's Human.
That's
What
Rush's
Rush
episode,
is
isn't it?
doing, yeah,
That's
what Rush
right.
is doing is he's effectively having a lucid dream.
Damn it.
He's deliberately
Yeah.
getting back into his own memory to
Yeah.
retrieve some information.
I think we need to bring Ian in. Ian's impressing me here. So, okay. All right. Hold him up.
All right. Are we down to the end?
You're one ahead. Yeah. Last one.
Okay.
You ready?
There are no prizes in this, by the way.
No, just hubris. How many characters has Mike Dopood played on Stargate, excluding uncredited characters?
Excluding uncredited characters, which would be like random Jaffa fodder. How many characters?
How many characters has Mike
So you're looking
Dopood
for a
played?
number.
I'm looking for a number.
Mike Dopood, of course, we know him and we love him best from Stargate Universe, where he played Varro,
So good.
the Lucian Alliance.
Yeah.
The nice Lucian Alliance
Right.
guy.
I
The
don't-
guy who developed a crush on TJ in season 2.
I would argue that another one of his characters was equally interesting in only one episode.
So other than Varro, he did some single
So Varro?
guest shots. He on Stargate Atlantis, he played the Tracker in Tracker.
You remember his name?
I would have to dig for his name.
Okay,
if
you don't
really
need to know
want
the
it.
name.
And then he was the alien bounty hunter assassin on SG-1 in Bounty in season 10. I think the answer is 3.
Is that your final answer?
Those are the ones that he's most known for. He's one of those actors who appeared in all 3 shows.
Right.
Which there's not
He
a
had
ton
another
of.
speaking part.
He had another speaking part where he was credited.
I shouldn't have said that.
Well, if he was credited, it's more than likely not a speaking part. Yeah, because I remember, I want to say when he showed up in season 10, that it was a reuse of the actor, that we had seen him before.
Mhm.
Oh. He was a Russian.
He got it.
He played one of the Russian officers in Full Alert.
That's it.
Full Alert? What's the name of the episode? Is it Full Alert? Season 8, where Kinsey gets goulded.
Correct.
I think it's Full Alert.
It's Full Alert. Yeah. Yeah.
I always forget about that one. I'm glad you helped me out there because I always forget about Full Alert.
I expect the same on my final question.
All right.
I don't think I can win now unless yours has a
We're
bonus.
in this together.
So yeah, unless it
We're
has
in
a
this
bonus
together.
question. All right.
You're gonna get this. Well,
I like your qualifier at the end there. Well,
over the years on GateWorld, I'm the one who did the episode guide, and so
Yeah.
I'm the one who has like instant recall of episode titles and episode numbers. So I was watching, you were talking with one of the guests a week or two ago, and you're like, "Oh, which that number was this so and so?" I'm not sure which episode that was. Was it around?
that was Andy Frizzell because we were talking about 307, 308, and 309. Phantoms ended up being 309.
Phantoms.
Yeah.
Yes, that was it. That was it. It was Phantoms. And I'm
glad you're
sitting here watching the stream, and I'm like, "Oh, that's 309."
Yeah. Oh God. No, I don't do the numbers.
Okay, so this is an episode title question.
Okay.
And it is, again, a multi-part question.
Okay.
Amanda Tapping is the only Stargate SG-1 cast member to appear at least once in every season of Stargate Atlantis, as far as I can think. Obviously, she was a main cast member in season 4. Name her appearances in seasons 1, 2, 3, and 5.
Wait, what? Okay. Back up. You're saying Christopher Judge did not appear at least once in every season of
Every single season of Stargate Atlantis.
Atlantis. She appeared in every season of Atlantis?
Stargate Atlantis was a spin-off television series.
Yes, I know that. Thank
It
you.
ran for 5 years
For God's sake.
on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Okay. All right. So season 1 is Letters from
Amanda's in every season. She's the only one I can think of, a main cast member who is in every season at least once.
She's in Letters from Pegasus.
Yes, she is.
She is in Grace Under Pressure.
Season 2. Yes, she is.
She is in McKay and Mrs. Miller.
Yes, she is. It's the introduction to Kate Hewlett.
Yes.
Jeannie.
She first appears in Adrift.
She does.
And she
But
appears
that's season 4.
Right. You didn't want season 4.
Nope, she's a main cast member in season 4.
Okay, so you wanted
I
5?
just want the other seasons.
Oh,
1, 2,
well
3,
then,
and 5.
and Search and Rescue. I'll wait.
Is that your final answer?
Well, she appeared in Search and Rescue.
She did.
Yeah, that's my final answer.
So the question is, name her appearances in seasons 1, 2, 3, and 5. Name all of them.
Name all of them. Oh, Enemy at the Gate.
Enemy at the Gate. There we go.
Okay. Whew.
She's in season 5 twice. Right
That's
at the
right.
beginning and right at the end.
That's exactly right. Thank you for letting me hang on.
Excellent. Very good job.
Is there any way that I can tie you? Can you pull
I
a
don't
bonus
know.
one out of your ass?
What is my score right now?
Okay. You have 10 and I have 9.
I have 10? Oh, you must have done more bonuses than me.
I did. That's my point. Is there any way you can pull one out of your ass? And make it hard.
Yeah. Well, I have a bonus question that I skipped, or I substituted it for something else earlier.
Well, then that's
But
fair.
it's not hard.
Oh. Can you tweak it to make it hard?
Yeah, I'm going to tweak it to make it
Okay,
hard.
then that's fair.
Okay. We were talking about the episode Grace
Yeah.
and the Earth vessel Prometheus.
Yeah.
Earth's ships had a number of captains over the years.
Yes.
Who is, part 1, who is the captain of Prometheus in Grace? And to make it hard, what's the name of the actor who played him?
Oh God. It's Colonel Ronson.
William Ronson.
William Ronson. Who the president just kicks him off his own ship in Lost City and gives it to Don. I would have been pissed. Wait a second. The Earth is under threat and you want me to go where? You want me to sit this one out?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. The actor's name.
I would not have remembered this without looking it up.
It's not coming to me. So I tried.
It's John Novak.
Ah, that's right.
Got 9.5.
That's fun. That's funny.
Which for a 10-question quiz, hey, that's a solid A.
That's not too bad at all. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you.
I'm coming for you next time.
Okay, now I know what kind of standards we're talking about here with
exactly.
easy, medium, and hard.
Yeah, that was
okay.
good.
We're gonna bring it next time.
My God. Oh God. Trying to see if anyone else had any other questions.
Do I win the Pegasus plaque on your wall behind you?
The Pegasus plaque. I mean, no.
No. Looks cooler on your wall anyway.
Well, I mean, we do need to get you something. So I think we can come up with something. I appreciate you playing, and
thanks. It was fun.
Appreciate you tuning in. We have a long way to go with this channel, and it's
off to a great start. Almost 5,000 subscribers.
No, we're at 5,000 now.
We're at 5,000 now.
Yeah,
in just 5 weeks.
I'll give some statistics to people because I did promise to have some analytics.
Yeah.
I love this dashboard. 5,030 subscribers as of today. So the top video of all time, not a surprise here, is Mr. Joe Flanagan with 35,812 views as of right now.
That's amazing.
That's just insane. And the next...
Now, you know, if anybody can do it, it's going to be Joe.
It's going to be Joe. The next underneath that was the Stargate SG-1 live roleplay session at 11,129. And then Paul McGillian.
That was fun.
That was ridiculous. It was absolutely insane. And then Paul McGillian at 6,518. The live plays are kind of obvious, in my opinion, in some cases, in terms of the views. What was fascinating to me was the analytics data. 83,500 views so far, 18,000 watch time hours. So a lot of people are really watching, which I really do appreciate. The audience data has been interesting. When you go to a Stargate convention, you will notice it is predominantly female. On YouTube, that is not the case.
Very much not the case.
What percentage would you say that our audience is male on YouTube for the show?
For Dial the Gate,
yeah,
I could only guess based on what I see in our analytics for the GateWorld channel, which has actually been in flux.
That's fair.
We were the male-female ratio. The males were high 90s for a long time, and it's just in the last few months started to come down. Probably because of a lot of these interview clips that you're sharing from Dial the Gate over there that we've been publishing.
Yeah,
you're sharing clips from the show with us over there. So our ratios come down to about 89 to 11 or 88 to 12.
86.7% male.
Male, okay.
And I mean, for Joe Flanagan, I would not have expected that. I mean, don't get me wrong; he's a great-looking man, you know, and he's very talented.
Yeah. It's
but
just
I
kind of the YouTube
That.
audience.
Yeah, no.
At least the kind of sci-fi edge of the YouTube audience.
Yeah,
Skews
exactly.
very heavily male.
The geographics have blown my mind. They recently updated, so the frustrating thing for me is like it showed like the top 10 countries, and at least 70% were other. I was like, other underneath
Other than
the 10,
your top
10 countries, which are United States at 36%, United Kingdom at 11, Germany at 5, Canada at 5, Australia at 4, Czechia at 3, France at 2, Sweden at 2, Netherlands at 1, and Hungary at 0.9. And then you got
other is how much?
Other was like 70%, but now at least not in this case now. So, but right there, that was 47, 57, 63, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67. But still, I mean, that's comfortably 35%.
It's like a third of the
missing,
audience. Yeah.
which I think absolutely extraordinary. You've got Romania, you've got Finland, you've got Poland and Norway and Ireland and Ukraine. I mean, I could go down the list.
Yeah.
But it's
I mean, Stargate itself was in, 190 countries?
Right, exactly. Then the viewer age was also interesting. 25 to 34 years old is 36% of our audience. 18 to 24-year-olds make up 8%. 26% of the audience is 35 to 44, 16% 45 to 54, 8.5 55 to 64, and 4.4% are 65 plus.
Yeah, that sounds about the same as GateWorld's channel. That those two categories between 25 and 45 years. That's a little over half the audience.
Yeah. And then finally, I'm interested to see where yours falls on this. Subscribers make up 26% of the viewing audience. Non-subscribers are 73%.
Good. Now, this is an important metric.
Really?
It shows, right, how well you're reaching people other than your subscribers, which is an important part of how you build your subscribers. And also, are the people who sign up, who subscribe to your channel, are they actually engaged? Are they clicking on stuff that you post? So both of those numbers are important and interesting. Not that one of them necessarily always has to be higher than the other. GateWorld, I think, typically, what do we see? Subscribers are, I think, somewhere around 15%.
Really? Okay.
15, 17%. So yeah.
So 26%.
Those who are not subscribed to the channel are usually in the mid to high 80s, I think, for views on any given video.
I didn't expect that. Actually, I don't know what I expected, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, this has been interesting.
There's a whole mad science to YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
And to the analytics of it all.
Yeah.
I tried to educate myself as best I could, but there's only so much you can do at the end of the day. You just got to do your work and put it out.
And I've subscribed to channels before, and as you do, and I've watched the behavior of the speaker and the author of the channels evolve. And it's clear that they're watching the analytics and generating more of what people click on more and more. So you kind of get this spiral. And frequently, it's rage content in a lot of the stuff that I've been seeing. I watch a lot of Midnight's Edge. I don't know if you're aware of them. They're kind of like sci-fi industry. Got their thumb on the their pulse on the sci-fi community. And another one that I watched a long time was Nerdrotic for a long time, and just got really angry. And I was like, this is not really, it's just interesting to watch how analytics affect.
For some channels out there, I think the anger and the angst is a genuine. That's what people want to express.
It's genuine,
on their channel.
but it's clickable.
But yeah, it's for a lot of it. It's people recognize that that's the stuff that people click on, whether it's intensely positive or intensely negative. Ideas and emotions.
And if you're counting
that
on
stuff
that,
drives clicks.
It does. And if you're needing your channel for financial purposes, if you're counting on your channel for monetization, and that is nowhere that I want to go with this thing. Thank God.
Yeah.
So, absolutely.
Yeah, it takes some channels down kind of a dark hole when suddenly their channel's revenue, which, if you've got enough that you quit your full-time job and do this for work now, suddenly your income is tied to your ability to shock and outrage people.
It's an interesting situation for sure. And congratulations on 50,000 subscribers.
Thank you.
You started 2018?
We opened the YouTube channel officially 2008 or 9. And we just didn't do anything with it.
Okay. So you started creating content in earnest.
We weren't creating content until 2018. So yeah, Adam Barnard and I started making videos
Love
2.5 years ago. So we were right around, I think, 900 subscribers just over the course of like 9 years of GateWorld just existing and not really posting anything. So yeah, it's really been 2.5 years of growth.
It's good stuff. And
we're super excited. We're going to do more.
Well, I mean,
I just need time.
Yeah,
people are looking for more videos on our channel.
Yeah.
I just need time. And volunteers, right? Just like folks volunteer at Dial the Gate. If anybody wants to do anything to help out at GateWorld, we're always looking for folks to sort of, fill in the gaps and help us do the kind of stuff that we want to do and that you want to do.
No, the rallying of fans around the projects. I mean, Summer, Ian, Tracy, Keith, Jeremy, my moderators have been fantastic. Gate Gabber Linda, she's kind of turned into my right-hand man, really. She's just exceptional and on it. And then I have Jennifer Kirby, who is another production assistant who is creating some social media content. There's a long way to go, though, for sure. And you don't want to go too fast, because when the audience is still small, you want a lot of the more interesting ideas. At least I do. I don't want to just throw it all out there for a really micro group and then have it buried in content when, a couple years, 3 years down the line, we're at like 30,000 subscribers or something like that. At least that's what I hope. But yeah, it's a game though of cat and mouse. It's like, when should I release this idea and when should I hang on to it? And Melinda Snodgrass always talked about, don't hoard your silver bullet. She wrote Measure of a Man and TNG, but it's been an interesting process to go through this. And I'm really grateful to have that you have my back. Oh, yeah. You do have my back, right?
Oh, yeah. I got your back.
Oh, God. I
Whatever you need.
I don't think that there's any briefing room news. I think that we're basically in the same spot that we were in a month ago regarding the franchise. The Dean Devlin interview. Man, oh, man.
Yeah.
What? He gave far more information than I thought he would. Mayan Stargate? Chevron 8 and 9 went to different unique addresses.
You did a great job pulling a lot of that out of him, because I've seen interviews with him all over the place for the last 20 years, but usually the person who's interviewing him doesn't kind of know the minutia of Stargate and kind of be able to pry out something as specific as this Stargate has more than 7 chevrons. Was there a plan for that?
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to waste divulging that knowledge on someone who either didn't know or didn't care. But that was a fascinating discussion, and I'd love to have him back. And Roland has promised to do the show next year, so there's a lot to get to, and there are a lot of people to talk to. And I've been watching the comments and seeing a number of people, at the very least, comment and say that in many cases the behind the scenes talent, they're more interested in watching those interviews than they are. Not that they don't enjoy the actors, but they're more interested in watching those because a lot of those stories just haven't been told. The Rob Cooper one was another one that was just absolutely fascinating. Rob had all this information and was more than willing to go into all the details. His conversation talking about Unspeakable was fantastic. And I had not seen the program, and I went and watched it. And I watched all 8 episodes in one night. In one night. And Michael Shanks is a tour de force. You need to see it.
I'm sure he is, yeah.
Yeah. And Lexa's in it. Everybody's in it. Pretty much everyone. There's like 50 Stargate cast. So totally recommend that. I
talked a little bit to Michael and Lexa when we did our interview with them at GateCon 2 years ago. So we have it on YouTube right now on the GateWorld channel. We've got an interview with Michael and Lexa, which was shot about the time where Unspeakable had not come out yet. They had filmed it and they hadn't started the press junket, but I think they were doing ADR at the time to kind of polish up the performance. So they talk about Unspeakable in that interview.
I didn't realize that it had already been shot at that point.
Yeah.
Interesting. Tiber Septum, I have a hard question for both of you. So we're going to have to, I don't have an answer here, so we're going to have to wait around unless you and I can come up with it.
Okay.
Wait around until the chat catches up. What are McKay and Eli arguing about in the hallway in Seizure in Stargate Universe? What are they arguing about? I remember them arguing, but I don't remember what it was. Do you remember what it is?
I don't remember.
I guess we're waiting for Tiber to answer it.
That's a toughie.
I hope
Tiber, you gotta tell us.
Tiber's still on.
You gotta tell us.
I don't remember what they were arguing about. But anyway, we'll find out in a second here. My friend,
Yep.
it's been a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for coming back.
Thank you for having me. I told you online the other day that I will be your Andy Richter whenever you want. I will just come sit on the couch and we'll do trivia. We'll talk about how the show's going. This is a nice little, right? The show is the interviews with the talent, but this is a nice little,
it's a good
little break.
Yeah, taking the
breather
temperature every
kinda,
dozen and a half episodes.
Yeah. But you're doing great work. Keep it up.
Thank you. I do.
We got
appreciate
cool people coming up. Who's coming up?
Who is coming up?
Announced so far.
And I'll announce a couple more. Next week at 1 p.m. Pacific time on Saturday, I guess this week, Saturday the 14th, Sue Ann Braun, Miss Hathor herself. Hathor herself. Yeah. And then at 3 p.m. from the Pegasus Galaxy, Mr. Rainbow Sun Franks will be joining us.
Very good.
And I have fixed the YouTube times. So I have to mark them Arizona time because it says local time. The YouTube, the back end, it doesn't really give you a very good idea of how that works. You can't just change the time zone, which drives me nuts. There's a way to do it, I'm sure, but it's not obvious. It's not just right there. So yeah, Sue Ann will be at 1 p.m. Saturday. Rainbow will be at 3 p.m. Saturday. Then, the 21st of November, I am actually going to be in Florida for that week for Thanksgiving. I will be back the 28th, but we will have shows planned for thee. At 1 p.m., it is an archive interview. I'm so grateful that I have this. I'm so thankful that I have this.
Yes.
It is 10 years old. Do you want to say who it's from, who it's with?
Well, I know we have a set of interviews that they're in the category of lost interviews that we never got around to publishing. Is this what you're talking about? The set from Timegate?
Yes, Timegate 2010.
One of them is Carmen Argenziano.
Yeah. I had an hour with him, and we will be interviewing Carmen for the show. We will have, that sounds strange. We will have that pre-recorded interview of Carmen for the week of Thanksgiving.
Never before seen interview. Carmen played Jacob Carter. He passed away last year, 2019. I want to say it was early 2019.
Yeah.
Never before seen unless you were in the room at Timegate.
Yes, unless you were in the room there. Diana Botsford and I were a couple of the invites for Stargate, as was Carmen. And one of the caveats of attending the convention was I need an hour with Carmen. So it was fantastic.
Because you were super jealous of me because I had gotten to interview
That's
him
exactly right. It was. And I mentioned that at the beginning.
Creation convention.
Yeah, and I think Denise interviewed him as well, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. I think we published a text interview.
That's right.
If I'm not mistaken.
So his archive interview is going to be at 1 p.m.
That's going to be a treat.
Yeah.
Dial the Gate. Carmen Argenziano is going to be on Dial the Gate. Never before seen interview. Yeah. That's going to be a real for Stargate fans. At
3 p.m. on the 21st. This is still a tentative time. I may move it up because Carmen's is only an hour long. The 3 p.m. currently, Joseph Malazzi is back for his second episode.
Nice.
And we are going to be talking about season 4, potentially a little bit of season 5 of SG1. Okay. We're now beginning to move through the content. So
you talked with Joe in week 1, or at least week 1 of the full talent interviews.
Yeah, December 10th or October 10th.
Yeah, you did kind of a big picture with Joe and with some of his early career stuff. Right, so now you're officially going to kind of get into his episodes and talk through season by season?
That's the intent. Yeah, so the intent is to go through season by season. But the other thing about that first or second episode with him is going to be, I want him to take us through the entire writing process for one episode from beginning to end. There's like 10 steps, and he sent them to me already, and we're going to go cover them step by step. That's one of the things that I think.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, after the introductory interview, then the next interview with all these people is to find out what their process is for whatever it is that they worked on. We did that for Neil Acree. He took us through the list of steps for creating the soundtrack for a typical Stargate episode, and Joe will do that in episode 2 of his batch. So,
Cool.
which should be episode 21 at that point, man. I'm really glad I put an extra 0 in front of the episode numbers because we're going to hit 100 before you know it. So,
Yeah, you're flying through these. By the time we get to the end of the year, I don't know where we're going to be at.
well, I'm having fun.
Like I said, it's like a full season of television.
It is in many cases. I'm having a good time with this. 4 shows a weekend is a butt kicker. I can do them every once in a while.
Yeah.
So as long as the audience is showing up for it, and they clearly are. I mean, we've still got 91 concurrent viewers watching us yap. We started off with 150. So I consider that a win.
What was the record during the live stream, the live
of tonight?
No, of the last month.
Oh,
and a
Joe
half.
Flanagan.
Joe Flanagan had the most simultaneous.
350 simultaneous viewers.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't trust the count because when I leave and then I come back in, it adds them. It adds a person. So I'm like, that's not fair. So it says I'll get done. It said you had 1,000 views, and I'll go and check, and I had 500. It's like because people logged out and logged back in, the same person. So
yeah,
but yeah, that's all I've got. We've got a couple of more announcements coming for the rest of the month, but I will keep those in my back pocket. But that's it. So Sue-Ann Rainbow next week, and then Archive Carmen and Joe Malazzi. I'm actually taping Joe on Tuesday. That's going to be on the 21st. I need to get a haircut.
Fantastic.
For consistency. But yeah. Do you think I should cut this, or should I keep it the way it is?
I don't know, man.
All right.
Yeah, go get a haircut.
All right. There we go. I'll go get a haircut.
I don't know. We're heading into the winter. I'm not going to make anybody get a
indeed.
haircut in the wintertime.
Just watch the scene from Seizure. They are arguing about boundary conditions for an equation we know nothing else about. Yeah. So there we go. There's the
Sounds
answer
specific.
for Septum. Ian, have you thought about hosting a writer's room? They write a new episode of Stargate, sort of like what you did on What We Left Behind for DS9. Group discussions. I don't know about a new Stargate episode, considering that Stargate episodes, they're trying to develop new Stargate. That may be a little bit further down the line. But look, we talked about with Martin Wood, I do want to have a director's room. So the director's roundtable to have them, all of the directors of Stargate come back, or any of the ones who want to. That's going to be huge, and I don't know how.
I would love to see you put 2 fairly random people on a stream together, and just have them go at each other, like a Peter DeLuise and a Ben Browder. Just put them in a room together, like steel cage death match. Ask them a couple of questions and then just step back.
Oh God, what was it? Mad Max 3, Thunderdome, Beyond Thunderdome.
Yeah, that would be highly entertaining.
Oh God, that's funny. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Darren, thank you so much for logging in. You okay?
All right, yanked my headphones out of my speaker.
Oh no, your headphones want to go, and we need to go as well. My friend, it's been a pleasure, and we'll have you on. I'm sure in December to announce another round of trivia. I'd love to have 3. I'd love to have another person join in. So I'm gonna have to. If Ian's game, I think I'd like to have him in. But yeah, this was terrific. Gary Jones has also agreed. Oh, that's one of the things we didn't mention. He's also doing fan interviews for Dial the Gate. So, and I talked with Gary yesterday. I texted him, and he's like, "When are we doing this?" So we just need to figure out a time to sit down and organize for 5 or 6 groups of fans to meet us all on Zoom at the same time, and then we'll hammer a few of these out. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys announced that in your conversation with Gary.
We did. And
that's really exciting.
Talked about it. Yeah.
We're like 3 weeks in, and Dial the Gate is getting its first spinoff.
I know. Yeah, it's kind of a subcategory. So, my friend, thank you for joining, and we'll have you back on real soon.
Always a pleasure.
Thanks, brother.
Yep.
You take care of yourself.
You too.
Bye-bye. Darren Sumner, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. But you know what's coming next before we go. And that's the wrong button. If you like what you've seen in this episode, I would appreciate if you click the like button. It really makes a difference with YouTube's algorithm and will definitely help the show grow its audience. Please also consider sharing this video with a Stargate friend, and if you want to get notified about future episodes, click that subscribe icon. If you plan to watch live, I recommend giving the bell icon a click, so you'll be the first to know of any schedule changes, which will probably happen all the time. Hasn't happened as much as I thought it would, but still, it can happen. And bear in mind, clips from this live stream will be released over the course of the next several days on both the Dial the Gate and GateWorld.net YouTube channels. Thank you so much once again for joining us. Thanks to my moderators, Summer, Ian, Tracy, Keith, Jeremy. Thank you to GateGabber, Linda, and to Jen, Kirby, my team. It's wonderful to see the show succeeding already week 5 with 5,000 subscribers. So I cannot thank you all enough for the honor and pleasure to continue to present this content to you. Thank you also to Kevin. It took me a minute, buddy. To Kevin for producing this wonderful Atlantis model for the show. I've got a Lazy Susan for it to go under. So when it goes up behind me, it's going to be spinning. Make it spin. My name is David Reed. Thanks so much for watching Dial of the Gate. We'll see you on the other side.